BassResinator here. I've got my coaster mold out, my big one. It's deep and it's 4.5, 5 inches wide, almost an inch thick. So I have a special thing I want to do, a try. When I was in college, I took a class called microbiology. I was in pre-med for a while, and then I saw the cadaver, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing this. Oh, man, that was crazy. Yeah, that's another story for another time. However, I did, because I was in pre-med, I was taking a class called microbiology. And we became forensic scientists for a couple weeks. And we'd go to the police lab, and we would get different items and test for whatever type of microbes might be in them. And one of the things we had to go test was an infection that had come from a gunshot wound. It was really gross. But we used a Petri dish, and I'm going to try and do a large-scale Petri effect using the isolation method of a Petri dish in order to isolate the microbes that are the infecting agent. So I will go through that. I'm going to be using, I've used them in the past. I still have them, and they're old, so I'm going to try and use them up. I'm going to be using these for quite some time. They work okay, but the white was too heavy, so I'm going to, in my experiment with Petri effect before, so I'm going to wait a little bit before I put the white in. But I'm going to use these U.S. alcohol, or U.S. Art Supply alcohol inks, vivid yellow, scarlet red, and deep purple. And I'm going to do 2 coasters. And I'm using my Let's Resin, epoxy resin. I just mixed it up. It's full of bubbles. I'm going to go take it out to the vacuum chamber right now. Okay, I am back. Let me explain the process of isolating microbes. When you first go to, let me get bubbles out and see if I can do bubbles at the same time as I'm talking. You want to what's the word I want to use? You get a clean tool, and then you sterilize it, and then you collect some of the sample of the whatever you're gonna test. Like for instance, we were using gunshot wound infection, which was really not the most pleasant thing, but I'm not using the other word just because some people might find it offensive. And then you get that clean sample and you just spread it back and forth, using only about 1/3 of the width of it, of the Petri dish, and just go back and forth with it. And then you sterilize it again, and then you go through that once, come back and go through it again, and then squiggle out through, so you're having some of that sample from over here, and then it dilutes, and then you do it again and dilute it even more, and then you dilute it even more, and you'll end up isolating out pretty closely to what you have. And most of the time, I found out the culprit is a thing called Pseudomonas aeruginosa, which was really kind of gross. Okay, I'm going to go with different colors. This is my vivid yellow. And I'm not going any necessarily rhyme or reason with these. I'm just putting them in just to have some color. Well, that's spreading pretty good. Now let's go a little bit further to the middle and get some red. This scarlet red. Scarlet! And I'm going to wait on the white a bit. Boy, it's just taking through the yellow. And I need to put some more yellow around the edge on that one. And then here comes the purple. Boy, it's a rich purple, huh? This is called deep purple. How deep is your... Oh, look at that. It just shrunk. Let me get some more yellow over here. I wonder what causes that. Look how it looks like it's sitting on an oil slick. I want to have really good coverage with these colors. Okay, let me test the temperature here. See what we're looking at. I want that to get to about 100 before I do anything with it. And then I'll let it set for, after it gets to 100, I'll let it set for a while, and then I'm going to come back and start doing the drawing through the, separating out the microbes. It's going up quickly. Okay, what's this one at? 97.8, 98. Okay, now I'll just start shaking up the white. Now, this white, last time I used it, it was super heavy. It just dropped all the way through. But as far as let's see, we're sitting here looking at as far as the growth of the, let's just call it Pseudomonas, that would actually be kind of accurate. Okay. And let it sit there for a bit, and then I'm going to come back with some more color on top of it. Look how sucks back in. And when it sucks back in, it's dropping tendrils down. Should tell you, this is my coasting through the week video. And there are a few ladies and myself that are, get out of here, some bug just came flying through, that are the ones that I'll say it, we're running it, but they're the ones that ran it. They just sort of allowed me to go, oh, that looks like a lemon. But it was Marva from Marvelous Artsy, Tammy from Epoxy Me That. Oh, what is it? Not kiwi fruit, dragon fruit or kiwi, I guess. That looks so cool. But I don't want to put any more white just because I know it's super heavy. Okay, Tammy, Marva, Mary from Resin Me Up, Laura from Laura's Design Studio, and myself, the BassResinator. And we do things with coasters. Now, it doesn't have to be a coaster, but it needs to be a coaster mold, and make all kinds of different things. This is an experiment. My Petri effect. Using my Petri technique, Petri dish technique with Petri effect. Wow, that's almost too much of a mouthful. So that's what I'm doing here in this one. These may turn out just amazing. I don't know. But I would like to think so. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come back in 7 minutes, because I know this is going to heat up fast. Yeah, it's already over 100. And then I'm going to go this way and cause the striations, and then I'm going to separate some out this way, some out that way, and then some. So I'll get all three colors in the original moving of the microbes. And I'll be back in just a bit. Okay, I want to check the viscosity. It's still a little thin, but you know, I'm just going to draw the pattern. I'm not really caring so much about yeah, I can already see some of that white dropped all the way down. Wow. I should, well, you know, it's a Petri. Okay, so I'm going to start spreading the microbe. That's going to be pretty. Let me do this one as well. Okay, then I go into that once, go back into it again, then around and around outside of that, so I don't contaminate it more. Once, back in, then back and forth, isolate out here, and then come into it once, twice, and then isolate out here. And then once, twice, 3 times a lady, and I love you. I love you. Yep, bringing back my high school days with the Commodores. You know, I'm going to do, because I didn't do anything with that drop right here in the middle, I'm just going to do a little circle. Give it a little bit more something to look at. Okay, I can see white dropping all the way down. Hope it doesn't look bad. Hope it doesn't look bad. Okay, come back when it's cured. We'll see ya. Well, it's the next day. Now, if you look up here, you're going to say, hey, you only did 2. That's true, but I was kind of disappointed in how that white dropped all the way down. So I made some with a different alcohol ink, and I'll talk about that when I pull those out. Okay. Now, what did I learn from the police lab, from Gunshots, is how to do Petri dish, not the Petri effect. That's what this is going to see if I did it right. Okay, so this is where I started off. It pulled in. I started off here, then it came this way, then this way, then this is the last little bit. Now we do have some of that white that came all the way through. Look in that yellow. It's kind of cool looking. I wish I wouldn't have come all the way through, because there's some really cool formations and growth. If this were somebody's Petri dish, I would say you're sick. Okay, let's look at this one. Similar. Started off here, came this way, then that last little bit. Okay, so now that I use Let's Resin, I have the pack of 48 alcohol inks. And it's called Sea Deeper or something like that, white. And I use basically the same colors. We'll see what happened. Okay, we didn't get any blobbies on this, which is nice. Started here, brought it around here, and then finished up here. But there was something on the mold right there. But this is the Petri effect using the isolation method of a Petri dish. Okay, how about this one? Okay, started over here, brought it this way. There are, it looks like a couple little tiny tendrils came through. I don't know if you can see right in there. Not right along the edge, but there's a deep one. It's right here. There's a little white spot on the surface, but this is kind of cool. It is blustery outside and it's overcast, so I was wanting to get these out in the sun and see what they would look like. See, I use the same basic colors. This is the American or US Art Supply, and this is the Let's Resin. Similar effects, but the white went a lot deeper on this. Okay, so what I learned from a gunshot wound. Now, I didn't mention this, but when I was a little kid, I did get shot with a right in the top lip, and it hit my tooth and ricocheted out, so I was fortunate that way. But I have been shot, but it didn't get infected, so I didn't learn anything from that other than duck. And if you need to know that story, contact me privately or something. Or ask my students. I would always tell them, why do you grow a mustache, sir? Because I'm covering up a scar. Okay. Coasting through the week with Petri isolation method, using a Petri dish, going for the Petri effect. So, yeah, I don't know if anybody's done this before, but, you know, everybody talks about Petri effect, Petri effect. What are we talking about? Well, that's this. If you've ever worked in microbiology and you've used a Petri dish, you know what I'm talking about. There are some really cool things on here. Man, that wind is blowing hard. I talked to the Alexa thing. I gave it a different name. It's called Echo. And I said, temperature, and then it said in the 50s, but the wind is going to be blowing up to 45 miles an hour. And I'm like, whoa, that's a lot. And Alexa, or Echo, says, no kidding, or something similar to that, and it says that if you're going to be out jogging, it's going to turn into a flying your kite episode. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's some really cool. I'm going to get some really good close-up pictures with these. Because I don't think you can see it well in this video format. So stick around for the end. I'll take some really good pictures. If you're a subscriber of mine, thank you so very much. I'm getting close to 3,000. And if we can get there before January 12th, it'll be an amazing thing, because we're going to do the Texas collaboration on the 12th. If you're an artist, no matter what type of art, and you would like to participate in the Texas collaboration, my email address where you can reach me is in the description. Go down there and contact me about it. And it's going to happen on January 12th. If I can get to 12,000, listen to me, 3,000 on the 12th, I'm going to be doing a giveaway. Now, if I don't make the 3,000 on that date, I'm still going to be doing a giveaway with some of the artwork that I'm doing for that, but for my subscribers and members of the channel. But if we can get over 3,000, then it'll be a giveaway, and I've already got a couple companies lined up that are going to be donating some amazing gifts. So stay tuned with that. I already have one video in. One of my friends on YouTube has already submitted her video, and it's already in the link. Well, it's not in the link here, but I mean in the playlist link that I've already got set up. So this is a collaboration for coasting through the week, and it had to be all things coasters. So yeah, these are cool. I'll get some good pictures. If you're a subscriber, great. If you're not, consider becoming one, especially before the 12th. Just go down and click the button that says subscribe. Right next to it, there's a little bell icon. If you click that, you'll be notified anytime I do something new. And I do have channel memberships available if you would like to participate and support the channel that way. You don't have to, but if you would like to, I would appreciate it. If you would like to, click the button that says join. Now, in the description of this video, you will find the link to the playlist where we're going to have all of these other coasters coming out. This is the last coasting through the week this year. Because like tomorrow is January 1st. This collaboration is put on by Marva from Marvelous Artsy, Tammy from Epoxy Me That, Mary from Resin Me Up, Laura from Laura's Design Studio, and myself, the BassResinator. So if you would like to participate in this collaboration, let one of the 5 of us know, and we'll get you situated. Okay. Fun. Okay, stick around for the pictures at the end. I'm going to have some amazing close-up shots. We'll see you.